Sorry, hold it up. Oh, well, I'll have to find it later, hopefully. All right. Welcome, Snappy Tree Nasty. Good to see you. We will get started with a giveaway today. Sorry, the lights are already out and it's a dark day, so we're just going with the fluorescence. All right, our first giveaway, we're going to start with tissue culture. So our first giveaway is going to be a Nepenthes in tissue culture. If this is shaking too much, let me know. I'm trying a new setup with like a rolling cart because we don't really have a table in here like we used to. So if you're getting a little dizzy, let me know and we'll move this to something a little more solid. I do see that I keep hitting it with my knee, so I'll try and avoid that. All right, first up, this is a tissue culture Nepenthes. It is an import. This will be your first giveaway. They will come out as red pitchers. When I asked the supplier about them, he said, they're red pitchers of my own hybridization, which is fine by me. I just wanted some Nepenthes and tissue culture because I wanted to practice with those for a little while. I've never had that particular carnivore and culture before, so I was excited. So first giveaway, hold on, I got to pull up my Palm Street app here. And it will be our first giveaway for this live. Where am I? So we will be starting with tissue culture. If there's anything in particular that anybody is interested in, we have a ton of cool stuff. All right, first up is going to be our giveaway. And that is an import Nepenthes tissue culture. I wonder if I can take a picture of it and upload it. Let's try and do that. Nope, it did not like that. So you'll just have to trust me, bro. Nepenthes, import tissue culture. If you've never acclimated a carnivorous tissue culture, I'm going to call it hybrid red. And it is an import TC. We do have a bunch of these available. And the draw timer. Follow and post a comment. There we go. All right. Your new giveaway, first giveaway for this live is up. It is this Nepenthes tissue culture. The pictures are much more red than like a ventricosa or anything like that. When you see the pictures, which of course I don't have here, I believe I do have a listing in the shop that actually shows them. If not, I had intended to do that and never really got around to it. Whoopsie. These things happen. But it is going to be required to be acclimated like a carnivorous plant. So think distilled water. You can do sphagnum moss or like a carnivorous mix, but make sure it's a little bit more on the wet side because Nepenthes can be a little bit finicky. I'll show you my tray that are currently acclimating. I ended up going with a spag perlite mix, and we did get a bunch of these guys, so I will list them up as our first for sale item here in just a minute. But I wanted to show you guys. So these are 40 of these little dudes trucking along, growing just fine, and they will be showing pictures. Some of them are. See, they do show them in culture. Can you see that little guy? Look how cute. So, yeah, they will be growing pictures, like bigger pictures that will actually open not too long from now. This is the first time I've imported a Nepenthes tissue culture, but I realized I wasn't 100% accurate. We actually have two other, hey, Potty Pebbles, good to see you. We actually have two other Nepenthes in tissue culture. They're like crazy hybrids. So little man's sneaking in here. I apologize, folks. I try not to have my kid on my live, and I tell him he's not allowed on the live, but he is currently sneaking behind the camera. So if he pops behind me, it'll affect your allowance, my friend. No, you know I don't like you on here, please. Okay.
Fine.
Thank you, sweetheart. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Kids, man, what are you going to do? He is 7. He just turned 7. So he can hear and listen and do what he's supposed to, but, you know, he's still testing the waters. I mean, do they ever stop? My teenager doesn't. What's up, sweetie?
I literally didn't just turn 7.
It was a month ago, 2 months ago.
It was like 3.
2.
4.
Not 4, right? Okay, honey, I'm live. I love you. Bye. All right. So, yeah, not a big fan of having my kids on the internet. Nothing personal. I'm sure you guys are all great, but, kids on the internet. So red, I'm just going to call it red pitcher, and it is an import TC. It is currently what we have as our first giveaway, but we do have a bunch of these later. And if you guys want, again, I'm one of those people, I don't know that I mentioned it in this live, but I'm one of those people that likes to do what you folks want. So if you want to see a tissue culture acclimation on Nepenthes later in the show, just let me know in the comments and it'll be something we can swing around to. It is not that different. I mean, it's just the same thing as you would see doing any other type of acclimation tissue culture. The only things that you're going to have to pay attention to when doing Nepenthes, acclimating Nepenthes, is you're going to want to pull off these brown pieces here, and you're going to want to make sure that you're using distilled water, reverse osmosis, or rainwater. If you put like something like Fizan on that would be unnecessary. No additional steps to these guys. You'd literally want to dunk them in some water, clean off all these dead leaves, and then put them in your substrate of choice, which should be nutrient devoid. That's why I recommended I have mine in sphagnum perlite mix. You can also use like a carnivore mix. We use like peat and crushed coral and some other stuff. Hi, welcome. We have somebody from YouTube. We are selling on Palm Street, so this will be around sales, but we do hope to do a little bit of a demonstration later, possibly. If there's enough interest, I'll do a demonstration on acclimating Nepenthes tissue culture later. So we'll see. We do have a bunch of these guys available. I don't know why I put it as bid. I had intended to do it as a buy now. So I'm actually going to go in and edit that because I would like you folks to be able to change that later, or it is in the shop. All right, let's do it. I'm going to change this Nepenthes tissue culture because I have a feeling we'll come back to it. I don't want it to be, it has been a while since I've been on here, huh? Weeks and weeks. Yes, I do want to change listing type. They are only $5 a piece, folks. You know you want one. I'm sure you're waiting for a few more, but here you go. Nepenthes tissue culture pin. They are $5. No bidding involved. We have a bunch of them, and I am looking forward to growing them out. So there you go. Bloop. Very cute Nepenthes tissue culture. These pictures get very red. I'm almost positive there's a listing in my shop that will do it. All right, we're going to do a couple of $1 back of the cabinets. For those of you that are new, when things get neglected around here, they sit in my jars. So I almost always exclusively use jars. This is an in-house tissue culture, meaning I've done this myself. And I use jars. I prefer the reusability of the jars. I also think that they survive pretty well in shipping compared to bags and stuff like that. Oh, you have some for me? I love that. And local people can recycle them. I wish there was a better way shipping that I could get you guys to bring these back or ship them back if you don't use them. But they make great prop jars and stuff like that. So, plus they are recyclable. So we do it in jars. And sometimes these jars have been sitting in here since August of last year. So despite the fact that this is in multiplication media, I can tell because it has this blue chip right here. This is my anthurium multiplication media. It has already multiplied and thrown out a ton of roots. So I call these back of the cabinets because they have been neglected a very long time. So let's see. What did I say? August on this one. This one is coming up on its 11-month anniversary in these jars. Now, the unfortunate part is they get really fangly, and I can't really sell them at premium, despite the fact that this is Anthurium Big Bill. You are going to have to dig around in here. Now, these will definitely grow. You will get many of these in this jar. These are Anthurium Big Bill from my tissue culture stock. If you haven't seen my Big Bill recently, in-house TC. It's on my social medias, and if you're not following my social medias, you're never going to see the mother plants. But I have been trying to post more religiously about my mother plants so you guys can see where these come from. Additionally, I've been making more videos, making sure we just put Scindapsus into culture, and so I had intended to post a video about that. I don't know that I did. All intentional. In-house TC. I'm going to call it in-house TC1 just in case we have others. And these I like to start at $2. At least I got paid back for the jar, but these will be great for people who are just starting out, people that want to do a bunch of tissue culture, whether you're reselling or something like that. These are going to be at least two. I see two major stalks in here. I know it's hard to see past these roots, but let me show you here. So there's definitely one big bill here, and then a whole bunch of clump of babies down here. And then there's definitely another big bill right here, and a whole bunch of clump of babies down here. Now, the good thing about a jar like this, especially with all these crazy roots, super easy to root, super easy to acclimate, and you'll get a bunch of babies down here. So there is a minimum of 2 Anthurium big bill in this jar, but it's probably going to be a lot more. I know a couple of people who have purchased from us in the past have actually gotten upwards of like 40 out of some of these jars. Not this jar. We definitely have offered some that have more than this one. But yeah, so this dude, at least 2 Anthurium big bill. Oh my goodness, is nobody in the mood to buy anything today? That's all right. We could talk. We could do tissue culture. It's up to you folks. All right, we're going to do another back of the cabinet. I did actually prepare a bunch of back of the cabinets for you folks. Are there any questions out there? Oh, here's another one. Anthurium regal. So this is another in-house. You'll notice from the jar, I made it. It's mine. It's an Anthurium regal. So there you go. Baby Anthurium regals. There are at least 5 plants in here, and they have a ton of roots. So I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy up as our next one. Anthurium regal. In-house tissue culture. It is back of the cabinet, meaning that it has been in this jar since what? September. So it has tons and tons of roots. Very well rooted, very easy to acclimate. Makes the process relatively easy, like the acclimation process relatively easy. But the biggest problem that you're going to have is you're going to have a ton of babies. That's your biggest problem. Plus, there are clumps of unfully formed babies down there, so you'll probably end up with a ton of regals. Definitely at least 5 in-house. It's an in-house tissue culture. It does need acclimated, so you will need to acclimate it. If there are any questions on how to acclimate, definitely let me know. We like to make sure that everybody knows what they're doing, which is why I'm considering switching over maybe to a demonstration and sale, just to get a little bit more interest. I haven't done a demonstration in a very long time, so that may be up on there. But you folks let me know. It's all about what you say. Not here. Is there something in particular you folks want? I've got a bunch of back of the cabinet stuff. Who else do we have? We're Anthurium chocolate. Ooh, Vitarfolium. No, that's another big bill. Never mind. More big bill. I can do alocasia. We could do back of the cabinets. I have more imports. Alocasia. You bet. Let me let the timer run out on this Anthurium regal, and I'll go dig around in the alocasia cabinet. We have a ton of alocasia. And make sure that you are entering into the current giveaway, which is for this Nepenthes tissue culture, import tissue culture right here. If you've never acclimated a carnivore before, it'd be a fun and easy one to go ahead and give a whirl. Imports and alocasias. All right, folks, you bet. I will be right back with some alocasias. What's up, sweetheart?
Are you still filming?
I am.
Oh.
All right, alocasias and imports as requested. Bloop. Okay. I got my arm full of alocasia. Let's see what we got here. All right. We're going to start with an alocasia pink dragon elbow because that was the first one I grabbed. Ooh, we got some heart balloons. And I did bring 1 or 2 monsteras just because they were ready to go. All right. First up, we are going to do this alocasia pink dragon. Let's see. I'm going to do the talk thingy. Alocasia pink dragon elbow in-house TC. Starting at 5. Let's see how it did. I love technology, I'm not going to lie. So I'll let you guys take a look at it. As you can see, this is in my activated charcoal media. So that is why it's black. Make sure this listing is correct. Oh, sweet. It is. So this is your one and only alocasia pink dragon in-house TC albos. I do have some green, I think, tucked back in there somewhere. There you go. Let me show you the variegation on this guy. It's hard to see with jars. Okay, so that's one of the biggest downfalls that I have when I use jars. You can't really see. This is guaranteed variegated. Let's put it that way. I probably should have put that in there. Ooh, maybe you can see this side. Look at that. Oh no, the shine. I still suck at getting pictures, but anybody who's bought from me, anybody who's purchased from me knows that the plants are good. That is Alba. I swear. Trust me, bro. It really hurt because there was nothing left him and had to pick him up with a shovel. I'm not sure what we're talking about there, but oh my God. Oh, your dog. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, so alocasia pink dragon elbow. Looks like Potted Pebbles is going to probably pick this up and add it to her collection of gorgeous plants she has from us. I know that you have a bunch of them. Like they look great. I've been seeing your updates recently. Love that very much, and thank you for being consistent. We appreciate you because you know what they look like. Woo! Congratulations. All right, pink dragon in-house TC. Next up, we have heart balloons. I'm going to start with the $1 one that I'm not sure is variegated anymore. Oh, well, that newest leaf is actually quite pink. Are they rotating? I don't know. We've got 2. I'm trying to decide. When I look at a tissue culture, what I'm doing is looking to see if there's any contamination. So are there any funky colors that I don't want? Are there roots? See, I'm looking for a root system right here. And then I'm trying to see in this is condensation. This happens naturally because I use jars. There's no way for the media, when it cools, will release the heat. And there's no way for it to escape the jar because they're sealed. So mine have condensation, making it much harder to see exactly how beautiful my plants are. But I have a lot of repeat buyers that know that we don't play around when it comes to the tissue cultures. They're my babies, and we make the best. So as you could guess, this is an alocasia heart balloon. I think this is the better of the 2. So I think I will go with this one today. And I think I'm going to wait on that one. I want more roots. When I see this tracking on the bottom, that's where the root system is. So right here, I see there's a whole bunch of roots stemming out. It's kind of hard to see through my activated charcoal media, but if you rotate it, you can see the tracks of the roots, and that is part of why I'm going to go with this one and save the other one. She hasn't reached the bottom of the jar, and when it comes to shipping, I really do prefer that they reach the bottom of the jar. So this is an alocasia heart balloon variegated. It's definitely doing variegated things, so I guarantee heart balloon, variegated, in-house, TC. And I'm going to go ahead and start this guy off at $25 because we do it cheap around here. Once we get something in tissue culture and I make my money back off of the lewd amount of things that I've spent on, then, we do it. We like to let them go. I know. Can you leave them in the jars longer to make the plants stronger? Yes, that is correct. You can, but there's a balancing act. So you can leave them in the jar until they have a nice root system. Even these guys, even though they've been in the jar longer, they've decided to root. Now, the problem is after they've been in these jars for a significant period of time, they will eventually start to consume all the nutrients, and then they'll probably try and rot, or you'll see brown. That's a lot of times what you see. So you can leave these, and it's hard to give a time frame when you're talking about how long you can leave them in the jar, because certain plants are going to rot out quicker than others. So you definitely need to pay attention to, what the plant is doing in the jar. Like this one's being awesome. And this one leaf right here, that yellow one right back there, that's normal leaf death. Just like this one in the front right here is about to die. Nobody wanted that? What a crazy steal. Y'all missed out. Probably going to be another couple weeks before I have that. So up next, we will do Alocasia pink black velvet. Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, so I was going to do this as reverted. And again, this is the problem with the jars. But this leaf is definitely going to be a pink leaf. It's nice and light, and that's not from dying. It's actually the newest leaf. It just got smashed up against the top. So this is an Alocasia pink black velvet. Do we have any? I want to show you if I have a good one that's acclimated. They're very gorgeous here. Oh, here we go. All right, so this is what our Alocasia pink black velvets look like. You may say, hey, that looks like an albo. When they're in culture, they don't always show the pink right away. A lot of times you have to wait until they start, like, I don't know if you guys can see this. This one is going to have a smidge of the pink. As the leaves get longer and older, I mean, it's hard to show you, but right there is where it's turning pink. On the white, this leaf will actually be pink as opposed to the other ones that have been albo. So when they come out of the tissue culture jar, they take a little while to be pink, but this is most assuredly, as it is labeled correctly, which is occasionally shocking around here, it will be pink. This is an Alocasia black velvet pink in-house TC. We'll need acclimated in-house TC. All right, and we are going to go ahead and do that. Only one we have left for a little while. I have been ramping back up in the hood, so it's taken me a little while to catch up. Here we go. Cute. This is definitely going to be a variegated leaf. This is definitely going to be a variegated plant. At first, hi, Planty Pittsburgh. I hope Michigan is treating you well. It looks very fun. Yeah, right? She's been out seeing all sorts of oceany things. I guess it's lake, not ocean. My bad. Lake things. Having certain amounts of fun and whatnot. Alocasia pink black velvet. Gorgeous plant. It will be pink. This is what it's going to look like or be genetically linked to as it gets older. This is for the tissue culture plant. Again, take a look at all the important things. No weird colors. No like material on the top. Lots of posting to the gram. Oh yeah. Well, it keeps all of us who are sitting at home updated, so there's that. But look at this root system on the bottom. You folks see how rooted this pink black velvet is? It is going to be one of the easiest to acclimate plants that you're going to see. Crazy, crazy root system. This one didn't end up multiplying. She hasn't been in here this long. 2 months is a really good, 3 months, I guess, is pushing the window to where they would start multiplying. So this is still only one, but wow, is she a rooted one. Congratulations. You got this one. It is a great deal. You know, around here we do great deals. So all about it, especially with the fun stuff. We have nobilis and chantieri and all sorts of fun alocasia. Today, I don't think we have all of that in tissue culture, but I know we have some acclimated. Dragon scales. Mother of dragons. All right. Speaking of dragon scales, let's see. Venoms. Do we want some venoms? Venoms in TC? Let's see. Let's do a couple venoms. I'm going to do it as a buy it now because we still have about 5, right? Oh, there's number 6 over there. So I guess we have number 6 too. These are grower's choice. Well, importer's choice, I guess. Can I pick up instead of shipping? You sure can. If you are unable to change it yourself, message me. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Teresa. A potted, we appreciate that. Yeah, Potted Pebbles is going to walk you through that side. I only see it from my side. So if for some reason it doesn't work, definitely let me know and we'll go ahead and have that as pickup. No problem at all. We love local pickups because then you get to come see the shop. Say hi to me. All right. Alocasia venom. These are imported tissue culture. These are going to be buy it now because we have a bunch. 5, I think I said, right? 5, yeah. So grower's choice. We guarantee that it won't be dead. That it'll be in good condition. Decent set of roots, nice growth, good. These are big. I was actually impressed with the size of these. Alocasia venom. These are imported TC. Imported tissue culture. And we have 5 left. That is all we have left out of this import. We are getting an import order together sometime in the near future. I don't like to import right now because of the heat. Plants have a tendency to melt. So Alocasia venom, if you want to see what one looks like, let me go ahead and grab an acclimated one. We do have a couple of those for sale as well. Whoa. I almost broke the leaf on the way over here, and I was going to be sad because this is our biggest one. All right, so this is what your Alocasia venom will look like when it's acclimated. Now we'll go ahead and put a couple of these up as buy it nows for, yeah, thank you for helping out. Fully acclimated. So this will be Alocasia venom. Fully acclimated. And these are grower's choice as well. We have like 6 of those. Grower's choice. And they are all in perlite stratum. This is a perlite stratum mix, just an FYI. I like acclimating in perlite stratum. I may reconsider that. I'm going to revamp. I have a video on my social medias where I go through the acclimation process in a mini experiment where I used leca stratum. I think the experiment was too small. Like there weren't enough data points for me to figure out what was going to work. So we're probably going to revamp that and try it with a couple of different species. So we'll be trying that again. But in that, it was determined that Alocasia and Anthurium specifically do really well in stratum and perlite when they acclimate. But normally we switch them to dirt. So that's my story. So normally we switch them to dirt after a certain size. And these guys are just about there. Oh, I only put one up, but if somebody else wants one, they're definitely available. So this is what our Alocasia venom look like. Trying to get a good shot of the leaves. We all know I stink at pictures. This is kind of what they look like coming out first when they get out. They don't have nearly as much silver. This is actually your second leaf where it's starting to get that full shape and the silver in the front. Yeah, well, we're always excited to have people in. We are definitely up and running finally. I mean, moves are moves, but we're doing good now, so. All right, up next, we'll do another import tissue culture. So we did the venoms, and they're available as buy it now. We also have a bunch of Fridex. How many Fridex? 1, 2. All right, so we have, I will show you some of our Alocasia Fridex imported from the same person. The major reason I import is because I just can't make enough for the volume of plants that we go through around here. So, you know, I import. But they're high quality plants, and I've been importing off of the same guy for a very long time. And I really do enjoy his plants. And generally, they just look phenomenal compared to a lot of importers that I've gone through. And then I also wanted to grab some Jackies. Okay, so up next, we have Alocasia Fridex. Okay, so yeah, same person. Well, you know, I like to tell everybody everything that I can about my plants and be completely transparent because I don't want there to be any confusion. Because I would rather somebody ask a question that they think is dumb than, like end up buying something they don't want. So you know that, Potted, because you know me and you're a frequenter here at our lives, and we appreciate that. But yeah, I did get you that without even reading it. So ta-da, magic. Make sure you're entering the giveaway. It is for an import tissue culture Nepenthes. If you have not entered and you want to learn how to acclimate carnivorous plants, great starter plant. Not too hard. I don't think there's a ton that are too hard. Pings might be a little bit harder, or like Venus flytraps, because they can get finicky when the dome's coming off, but they're not too hard. All right, we have a bunch of Alocasia Fridex. Nice variegation on them. Decent set of roots. Magic. I'm magic. I'm going to do them as a buy it now because it looks like I still have about 7 of these. We slowly acclimate these, so if they don't sell, you'll see them come around as the fully acclimated version. This is the Alocasia Fridex Albo. This is the import TC. The stuff that we have in-house rarely makes it out of tissue culture, but we do have this cool batch of sinuatas I want to show you. Hey, Kimmy. So here you go, Alocasia Fridex, variegated. They are 13 a piece. We have, I think, at least 5 available. I'm going to go with 5. That's a magic number. We do guarantee that our imports are decent condition. They are not going to be dead on arrival. We do have a live arrival guarantee, even if it is on an import. So keep that in mind. Go ahead and scoop up one of these. Maybe I'll do a mystery box here in a little bit. This is what another one looks like, just so you know, pretty much same condition. He must have been growing them like in a way that they curved at the bottom. That's going to be your big problem right here. You got a little curve. But if you stick that flat, you're going to have actually a really good base for the plant as it acclimates. All right. And let's see, more Alocasia. I think I'm running out of Alocasia because I took all the fancy ones home. What do we got? Fridex. Yeah, I already did that. Nothing else fancy. What? All right, so what I am going to do is show you my Alocasia Fridex acclimated. All right, so I am going to pop these guys up as grower's choice because we have a bunch of them. Alocasia Fridex, simple and easy. The most easygoing variegated plant, in my opinion. That would be my opinion. Hey, Planty Pittsburgh, it's your birthday. No, you're on vacation, so I guess that's why you won. Look at you. All right, so what we're going to do is a giveaway. I'm going to switch to, I guess, acclimated plants, if that's what folks want. I have back of the cabinets in our in-house tissue cultures. I have some of those. Or we can switch to acclimated plants. And do we want a tissue culture giveaway, or do we want an acclimated plant giveaway? Answer some questions, folks. Let me know what you want to see on this rainy, in Pittsburgh at least, Friday evening. It rained crazy on the way out here, so. What do we want for a giveaway? Are we doing TC or acclimated plant? Tissue culture, I was thinking we'll do a Fridex because I still have a bunch of those. I think it's more than 5. We could totally do a Fridex. Acclimated preferred. All right. We could still do a Fridex, or we could do a, let's see what we got. Let me get out my glasses. Are we thinking Alocasia, Anthurium, Fridex? We could do one of our Anthurium mag crosses, which are really cute. We've got a couple of votes for acclimated, so we're definitely going to do that. We could do like a Monstera Tycon or Burl Marks, some Monstera. We do Scindapsus, Philodendron. I know acclimated or Alocasia was requested for tissue culture. Do we want to stick with that and maybe do a Fridex giveaway? Look at how pretty our Fridex are. So pretty. Sure. All right. Thanks, folks. Again, I want you to answer because I could sit here and talk about plants in circles all day. So this is the kind of show where we like to let you folks decide. We'll do this guy. Ooh, or do we want to do the one that just put out like the whitest leaf ever? A or B? All right, either way, I'm going to go ahead and write it up. It will be your next giveaway. A, we want the balance. I'm a balanced kind of girl. That would be what I would choose. 1 vote for A. Alocasia. Any more votes? A second vote for A. It will be alocasia, fried variegated. This is an albo. I'm just going to throw that in there just in case there's any confusion. And it will be your next giveaway. Only one. There we go. All right. Okay, we're doing A. This guy will be your giveaway. Lord knows I need to put a label on it because we have a ton of fried eggs around here. Hey, Gigi, good to see you. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. So this is A dash giveaway. Givey. Easier to write. All right, so we'll move on to acclimated plants. We will offer some fried eggs up for sale. We already did the venom. We only have this one pink black velvet, and it's not very pink right now, but if you know me, I'll give it at a heavily discounted price right now. Okay, so last look at your giveaway. Is it active? It is good. Okay. It is active. This is your giveaway. Alocasia fried egg, albo variegated, your A givey. All right, put that down here. I got this little cart. I hope it's not too rocky. All right, so next up is going to be some alocasia fried egg. Just they are grower's choice, but as you see, the genetics are really consistent. Hi, how can I help you?
I just want to watch.
Okay, all right. Don't come in front of the camera, please.
Okay. I'm not.
Pushing those boundaries. Oh my goodness. You can't see the people. You can only see me, Mr. Man. All right, these are fully acclimated tissue cultures. I'm not sure whether they're import or in-house, but we do have a very consistent genetics regardless. Alocasia fried egg, albo, variegated, and we are, and we have like 5 of these, I think. More. I keep saying 5. 5 must be the number of the day today. It's 5. It's all 5. I did it as a auction, not a buy it now, but good Lord, the boundary pushing. I'm about to leave Atticus here. Yeah, no, I get it. You remember Atticus. You've had a play date with Atticus.
Yeah,
he's in Michigan. He's apparently pushing boundaries as well.
What is that? What does you mean?
His mom's on here. She's talking to me via chat.
What does boundaries mean?
That means I've already told you multiple times not to be on the chat, and yet here you are, where you know you shouldn't be.
What did you mean?
I just told you. All right. So anyways, alocasia fried egg. I didn't mean to do it as a auction. Needless to say, I'm getting distracted. The age of boundary pushing for real. So yeah, I'm going to change these as buy it now. I guess. I'll just leave it here. If anybody's interested, let me know. We have plenty of those. It is the age of boundary pushing, and he's all playing it off like he was just petting a dog. All right. Let's see. Who's up next? What's up, honey?
Maybe you should show one of these guys.
One of the baby plants?
Yeah.
Well, we could do it. Do you want to pick a winner somehow? Do you want to pick a number and just have a random winner or something?
Sure.
So Kaden chose one of the tiniest little. Don't be on camera. Just hand it to me. All right, tiniest. So we got these seedlings actually from Planty Pittsburgh. This is the Anthurium forgetii or forgetii dark form. We're going to do a quick giveaway, and we're going to have Kaden pick a number. Don't say it yet. All right? Between what? 1 and 20? 1 and 30? 1 and 100? Okay. He wants to pick a number 1 and 100, and the person that gets closest gets this Anthurium forgetii tossed in your box. So go ahead and pick a number now, for real. That's how we do it around here sometimes. Rolled by 7-year-olds, I guess. 55? Nope, not your number. Okay, hold. We'll pick the person closest when we give it a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and pop up something new. Jen might win for being the only person I think the best way for me to do this is have him come tell me the number. We'll give everybody just a few more minutes to go ahead and comment. We are picking a number 1 through 100 to receive this free tiny little Anthurium frigetii seedling in a box. So yeah. All right. 1 and 100, folks. Next up, I'm going to pop up this Alocasia cuprea, and we're going to start it off. I don't know.
Mom,
What's up, sweetheart?
how about we go like outside of the room? And just I whisper, then
You whisper it to me? Okay.
Yeah, one word outside of the room.
1 second. All right. We've got a couple more. Very round. Yeah, they came from Planty, Pittsburgh. I'm going to let you guys vote a couple more minutes. Everybody's commenting numbers 1 to 100 to have this little Anthurium frigetii seedling thrown in your box. My son has picked a number that we will talk about here in a minute. This is an Alocasia cuprea, fully acclimated tissue culture. We actually have 2 of them. These are in-house. These are not from anybody else. They are not from the cuprea latte that we have. Our cuprea latte is multiplying, but at the moment, we don't have any more for anybody else. So we do have the regular gorgeous red secret. As you can see, this was in the jar. Look how red it is. All right, look at that. Gorgeous. It's hard to get it in this light. All right, I think people are done commenting. We're going to cut it off. Anybody who commented on the Anthurium frigetii, come here and stay out of the camera, but say your number really loud.
7.
His number was 7. So I believe, okay, so we've got a 13. That's close. 11 is closer. I think that's it. All right, who was 11? Venomous Vine, congratulations. Someone said 1, but that's not as close to 7. So, right, you said 7?
Yes, 7.
7. So yeah, we had a 1 and an 11, but the 11 ended up being the closest. So Venomous Vine, you will have this tossed in your box, free with purchase, or you can just pay shipping and have it done that way. Let me know what you would like. Go ahead and message me, and we will take care of you. All right, Alocasia cuprea. Fully acclimated tissue culture, great starter plant for somebody who wants to get into alocasia, because look how gorgeous it is emerging. So dark red. And then it does kind of harden off to a nice green, like a nice purple green with veining. But yeah, this is a weird one because it just came out of the tissue culture jar. That it was smashed up against the top of the jar, as is so common for our plants. And then you've got this new gorgeous leaf coming in. I can't wait to see her completely unfurl. Go, baby, go. All right, more alocasia, or should we do something else, folks? I've got black velvet, dragon scale elbow. Oh, some really inexpensive ones for starters. Anybody who has not gotten into alocasia and is concerned about humidity? All right, sounds good. More alocasia. We have the black velvet pink I was showing you earlier that hasn't started to show pink. Because it hasn't started to show pink, we will be starting the bid off at, if you are curious if my pinks do pink, they do. We guarantee it will pink if you don't kill it. We don't guarantee that you will keep it alive, but we do guarantee it's a healthy plant. We're here to help you. Pink variegated. If you have any questions, she will definitely be great. So stratum is great for now. Again, if you need any help, I'm happy to help. They're not particularly finicky. This isn't like a Jacqueline or anything like that. Like I really struggle with Jacquelines and Bisma Platinums. So it's not too bad, but you do need to make sure she does have a little bit of humidity and that she doesn't ever get dry. So those are my biggest recommendations when it comes to alocasia specifically. Alocasia don't like to be wet, but they cannot be dry. Like cannot as in that will end their life. So you don't ever want them to get completely dry, which is why I like the stratum mix for acclimation, because it helps evenly distribute the water you've got in there. So these will be pink as they get older. You are starting to see the first splash of it turning pink right here. See the outlines. As it gets more mature, everything that's white here will be pink. And it's absolutely stunning. This is the most mature one we have because as soon as they start to show pink, they sell for a lot more in the shop and then we're out of them again. Literally cannot keep them in stock. This is from in-house tissue culture. This guy, The pink and the ninja. So we do have black velvet albo ninjas that are really weird. And by that, I mean their leaf shape is really odd. We've had a mutation, a semiclonal variation mutation that has caused our albos to look very not black velvety. So, you know, there's that. We'll have more of those coming up soon. And we are always here for advice. We love this guy. All right. Dragon scale. This guy is technically a dragon scale albo, but it has a lot of oriented leaves. Look at those two newest leaves. They are so beautiful. Yet these are the old tissue culture leaves, so they're on their way out. They're still stunning, actually, for what they are. This is definitely from the jar. That, or as it was growing out, it grew against something. But what's up, honey?
You want to see? Do you want to show planner to everybody?
I do not chew.
Why?
Stop pushing boundaries.
Why?
I may have to take a break after our next giveaway to pack him up to get him picked up by his dad. So that we can have time together uninterrupted. Alocasia dragon scale. So this is technically albo. We do have mints. Oh, I forgot to show you guys the mint TCs. Did I have them here? I don't know that I did. I think they have them at home. Alocasia dragon scale. But we do have mints acclimated. I could show you those next. All right, dragon scale, albo. She is big and gorgeous. Take a look at that, though. Gorgeous. And we will start the bidding on this one. Shoop. Here we go. Right there. We have one more acclimated. This is another plant. A lot of our large plants are just the common ones. So if you see stuff up here that's gotten pretty large, it's probably either mine, which I do have an issue with keeping my plants from myself, or it has not been purchased because it's common. Our gorgeous ones like this, they never make it that far. I think the farthest that we have a fried egg that's in a 6-inch pot. But when it comes to dragon scales, every time these guys get bigger, they sell. So if you are interested in one of these, this is a phenomenal price. And look at the back of it. She's just started to show the red on the back. I love that. One of my all-time favorite things about dragon scales is how beautiful they look like shields in the front, and then they show some gorgeous veining in the back. Gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
How about we do like another one of those like guessing number things?
I'm gonna take your allowance. How about that?
Sorry.
Do you have any ninja tricolor? Not right now. Hold on. No, not right now. I know that we just acclimated some, so I would expect us to have some 3 months from a couple of weeks ago. So 2 months or so. That's normally when we get those. We are a little bit slower than some last. We've been trying to hop on to the pace. That's why we started doing Skindapsis and stuff like that. I don't see a lot of people doing that. Ooh, I'm going to try and show you that pink one more time. You still can't see it. Sorry, guys. It's gorgeous. Trust me, bro. All right, this is a reverted Alocasia sinuata albo. We're going to do is a $1 start. It looks like the Chanteries. Let me check on the Chanteries. I think the only ones we have right now are NTC or reverted. Let's do this quick sinuata albo that kind of reverted. See how it was like speckly before and then just kind of like blurp. So we're going to do this as a $1 real quick. This is Alocasia sinuata from my albo stock, but it is reverted. It's going to be a reverted albo. Here. $1. There you go. So we do have a bunch of gorgeous variegated albos, but this one has not decided whether, I think it's just given up. Like it did have speckling at some point, but I don't know if it's lemon lime or just weird. It's going to be an interesting one because it definitely came from variegated stock. It says so on the label. We've been good about labeling, keeping track. So I don't have any non-variegated ones from non-variegated stock. I don't think I ever owned a Sinuata before I had the variegated one. And this one shows it. This is your older leaf. This is your in vitro leaf, the one that came out of the jar. Definitely shows some, but the new leaf does not look like any of that carried over. A little dirt on the leaf, but there you go, all clean. Looks almost lemon lime though. I'd be interested to see how this grows out, so definitely keep me updated on that one. But yeah, interesting one. Let me check on the Chanteries and see where we stand. I think we have that one Chanterie that's not particularly variegated. Congratulations, Venomous Vine. You got that reverted Sinuata. I think I took it home because it needed acclimated. It was looking rough. Boo boo, Chanterie. Let's do a Sandery on a reverted one. No Chanteries, meaning that I either took that last one home and it would have been in TC. So we have nothing. Well, that one's probably acclimating right now on my shelf at home. So we'll probably have Chanteries. The leaf after the one that was before, the leaf after that one was actually really nicely variegated. So I'm hoping now with its acclimation, it'll look really good. All right, so I did offer you guys Pink Dragon in TC before. Potted Pebbles scooped that up for an amazing price. So up next, we will show you what an Alocasia Pink Dragon around here looks like when it is acclimated. Yeah, these guys are growing on top of each other because the light is right there, but look how gorgeous. Trying to hold this in before I dump it all over the place. Nice and speckly. I prefer, when I'm doing tissue culture, I go for speckles, and it's because it's more consistent. Yeah, Half Moon is really stunning, but it is so much easier, ever so much easier to get the modeling to reproduce. That's why albos, they split. The Chimera, especially if they're Chimera, they will definitely end up getting white and green and everything in between. So it can be challenging. So with me, I like to start with these guys. I think I'm done. Oh, I forgot to put a listing title. That would help. This is the Alocasia Pink Dragon. These are albos. I have not seen any Aurea yet, but I do like to make sure what you can expect in variegation. This is the only one we have available right now, I think. We've got another one acclimating that I think I want to see another leaf on before I go ahead and release that one. But yeah, gorgeous. Up to 3 leaves now. Looking very stunning. Plus, I love the stems on these guys. Very pink, very light, very hint of color. Compared to some of your plumias and stuff like that, it's awesome. We have the Zebrina coming up. I have one Zebrina. Look at the stem. That one's really cool, but this one is a close second. It doesn't have that modeling of the Zebrina, but it definitely has the same pink, right? You must see them side by side. So cute. See, Zebrina has that gorgeous striping indicative of it, where the Pink Dragon is just cute and pink. Normally, I don't show you a whole bunch of the stems because Fried X and stuff, they're green. Dragon scales, they're green. Sometimes they have little specklings of white and aureum on there, depending on the actual plant itself. But with these guys, the Pink Dragons, they earn their name, don't they? They're so cute. All right. Up next. Ooh. All right. So I am a plant collector first and a plant seller second. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that means I like to get plants that I want for myself. And one of the things that I ended up getting, we went down this rabbit hole on one of my lives where I was talking about crinkly leaved plants. Like think Epipremnum Shangri-La, Alocasia venom is one. This guy is definitely another, and my goodness, is it weird. It is Alocasia triangularis, and it's just starting out its life right now. But look at that. So it is going to be triangle shaped with like waves on it. You have to look it up. If you've never seen this guy in person, you definitely want to see what it looks like, because as it matures, it'll be one of the coolest, weirdest alocasias out there. We only have one available right now. I was trying to check and see where we are on the others, because I did put them in tissue culture. So we have a bunch more coming up. But this guy is not common. You will not find this everywhere. Triangularis. And it is not particularly easy. I'm not going to lie. She's not the easiest alocasia. You would think for the basicness of her, she is super weird. She is all the way around super weird, and very hard to find. It took me quite some time to try and find even anything comparable. So, yeah, not an often seen plant. If you are looking for the rare, weird, and unusual, this plant will grow into be one stunning piece to your collection that I can guarantee very few other people are going to have. And that's kind of why I like her. She's so weird. Even the way that she comes out looks like a triangle. Although her leaf is totally wrapped into itself, it is definitely going to be something interesting soon. I'm looking forward to that for sure. But yeah. Triangularis. We also have a bunch of Teletubby. That's what I was looking over here. We've moved the acclimation shelf to like here underneath the Syngonium and stuff. So we have Giganteum Blizzard coming soon. A whole bunch more of those Anthurium seedlings. We'll be seeing those. But one that I was really cool, this is actually the one that made me go down the rabbit hole, was Alocasia Teletubby. I lost my loco. So if anybody knows, anybody that has Alocasia loco that looks like it's decent and decent price, let me know, because we tried with Alocasia loco and I lost both the tissue culture and the plant. I was pretty pissed about that one. I don't usually lose completely on both ends. Like the nice part about tissue culture is when I'm tissue culturing something, I can almost guarantee that either the tissue culture or the original OG plant pieces are going to survive. And for whatever reason, my Alocasia loco did not. And I would really like it back. So if anybody sees one, let me know. We have one and only Alocasia zebrina variegated available today. Let's see. What's your newest leaf? Your newest leaf is all white. Oh, my God. So for those who are like living dangerously, honestly, it's your first leaf. I have a feeling, especially with this modeling, that we'll go back to having some additional non-white leaves. Loco is like a venom and Shangri-La had a baby. Exactly. That's why I want it so bad, because it does. It has that nice heart shape, but then it's all even more wrinkly than the venom. It is so cool. But that's why I needed one. And like I said, we got the triangularis to take, we got the Teletubby to take, and then the loco would kind of complete my collection of weird, crinkly alocasia as far as I know it. So, I got to have the complete set. All right. Alocasia zebrina. This is the only one and only that we have available today. It is obviously very albo variegated. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Gorgeous. We did get these to take in tissue culture, so I will have more, but this is the only one we're going to have for a while. And this price is practically a steal. Practically a steal. Look at that. One thing I love about the zebrina is these stems. As we were looking at the pink dragon, you saw how they were pink all the way down. With the zebrina, it has this gorgeous striping, which is why it gets the name zebrina. So that has gorgeous variegation. This is your newest leaf, my friends. Your newest leaf. But I have every hope, especially with this last one, that there will be green in your next leaf. This is a one leaf. Hopefully like a one-off, because it's cute. And there does seem to be green on the back, but not a lot, because you can't even see it through the top. So she's going to be very white. Up for anybody who is a little bit adventurous here. But yeah, so very white Alocasia zebrina. Is that the newest leaf? It is. This is your newest right here, the white one. This is your TC leaf that came out of the jar. I think it actually came out of a bag. I think these were actually imports. But that white leaf is your newest leaf. So probably going to sell better when we see another leaf, as long as it's not all white. All right, we're going to do another cheapie auction. This was supposed to be a Sanderiana pink. I think that we can all see there ain't no pink. So I'm going to call this a reverted Alocasia Sanderiana. Like nothing. It's so frustrating when you spend all that money on a plant and then none of them. And it's all the tissue cultures. Sorry, I'm looking closely in case I missed something. Like, please, why? Why would you do that to me? Anyways, this will be a nice, quick auction. This is an Alocasia Sanderiana. Alocasia Sanderiana. Not so pink. And we will go ahead and start it off. There you go. It's going to be gorgeous. I mean, it's going to be a nice, big Sanderiana. That newest leaf. So your newest leaf is this guy. That looks stunning. And also, I mean, is that flex or is that damage? I don't know. That's why I was looking. Yeah, huffing leaves. Does it help? Will it turn pink now? Please go back to being pink. The mother plant was gorgeous. As for these, like not so much. These guys have been giving me some grief. They were growing really well. And sorry, I did break that, as you can see. I broke that. That's your older leaf. Growing really well, but I just don't see even like the smidgiest of smidges of pink. I mean, maybe. Look real close, folks. What do you think? Do you see pink? I don't. So yeah. Sanderiana, I mean, you know, it'll grow nice. These are gorgeous plants even when they are green. But hopefully we get the genetics and the pink to turn around. So frustrating when you spend that much money on a plant that does not end up doing what it's supposed to do. Why? But she's still cute. Cute for somebody else. These are one of those things that I'm going to yeet outside if somebody doesn't take it because of my frustration. Why? Why do you hate me so? The funniest part is a lot of times these plants go home. Not a lot. There are times when these plants go home and then somebody scoops them up and then they automatically do what they're supposed to do. So I'm always happy for those people, and may the odds be ever in your favor. All right, congratulations. You got our not so pink Sanderiana. Let's see what else we have. I think we're running out of Alocasia. I've got mint. Ooh, nobilis. Oh. Ooh. Oh. You know what, folks? I'm going to share a little story with you. I got this Alocasia black stem, and it reverted like a bitch. And then threw a bunch of corms. Look at its baby. I was about to grab this, assuming that it would be non-variegated. And I think that black stem might have actually, and look at the gorgeous stem. That's the newest leaf, too. But look at the older leaf. I totally thought all the corms were going to be green because she was giving me green and she had reverted. But what? So we might be able to put those in culture soon. Well, soon is relative. I have to grow her for a while until she throws out bulbs, whatever they're saying. All right. So before I got distracted, I found two more Alocasia, acclimated Alocasia, other than beginner Alocasias. I have Gagiana and Plumia, if anybody's interested. Gagiana aurea. We have a couple of those in a 4-inch pot that look phenomenal. And we have a ton of Plumia. Plumia was the first one I tissue cultured. So anything that I tissue culture, we have a ton of until we sell it. And then all of a sudden we don't have any more for a long time because I don't actively participate in keeping the tissue cultures healthy. And then, you know, it's not great. All right. Alocasia Dragon Scale Mint. Love these guys. I think this is actually the only one I've got left now. They sold pretty quickly. I don't see them around very much. But they are one of my favorites. I do like when they grow up because I'm a mint kind of girl. Mint, fully. All right, I'm not even going to put that because we all know that is a fully acclimated tissue culture and it's taking me forever to type. So we will go ahead and start this guy off at boop. Only one that we have left. We did get them to take in tissue culture. They are multiplying. Mom has long since sold. This is one of ours. It's different. We did have some imports, but this one is Mom's. So definitely cool. Very minty. These get that nice speckling that you would expect from like an alocasia or any kind of mint. But what's cool about these is they're dragon scale. I mean, how often do you see a dragon scale mint, especially one that is just starting to show the red veins on the back? Look at that. Okay, giveaway. Congratulations to Pearly Leaves. You won that giveaway. After this, I am going to have to take a 15-minute break and wrap my kiddo up to go with his dad so I can focus on you folks. But make sure to come back in just a little bit and we will chat some more. Alocasia Dragon Scale Mint, so pretty. Look at that minty prettiness. In stratum, if you'd like to see the roots of that, they're gorgeous. So that's that we were using that as our thing. Roots. All right, I am going to take a little break here and pack the kiddo up to go. Be back.